Hi everybody, Patrice Marie here. Welcome to the escape room to all of our new members that joined recently. Okay, so who's excited today about this topic of does the pandemic trump the Constitution? If you're watching live, give me some love. And I want you to stick with me because after I talk with you about these two conversations I had recently with my two different attorneys, regarding this topic, I want to give you a solution and an action step to take. So stay with me till the end and it'll start looking better. You'll see. So now does the pandemic trump the Constitution? And no pun intended, right? President Trump's gone. But so what do you think? Does it trump the Constitution? Because a lot of people that are protesting out there for loss of freedom of speech and freedom of medical choices. Hi Rhonda, how are you? They like to cite the Constitution. And I want to share with you two conversations I had recently because I don't wear a mask anywhere. Now, you can judge me for that if you want, but if you're in the escape room, you're probably not going to judge me for that. So I have a medical condition and I cannot wear a mask. So I don't wear a mask anywhere. So I called my attorney up and I asked him about it. I said, what are my rights here regarding the Constitution? Okay. And he basically told me that he is in a network of attorneys across the country and they have been in close contact ever since the pandemic is going on, and no one has come up with a case or an incident that could be turned into, they're always looking for case law and to create precedents. And then the problem with that is sometimes they get overturned, right? So as I'm talking to him, I said, so basically you're telling me that the pandemic trumps the Constitution and my constitutional rights. And he said, yes, that's what I'm telling you. I said, okay. Not what I wanted to hear, okay, but, I go with what the professionals are saying. And so then recently I had to have a medical procedure done. And again, I have a medical condition that prevents me from being able to wear a mask. Well, long story short, they would not see me. And I thought, okay, well, maybe because it's a medical treatment situation that I could push my weight around a little bit. And so I called the attorneys again. I got a different attorney this time. I spoke to Attorney Haygood, and boy, was she an eye-opener. So basically what she said to me, and I'm reading from my notes, the government has the right to impose restrictions on your constitutional liberties. Bam. She didn't even like the topic because she was like, you're barking up the wrong tree, The government, she said, there is 20 years of case law or common law that bears this out time and time again, that the government has the right to impose restrictions on your constitutional liberties. So there you have it. And what I want to say is, why do we ignore 200 years of history and continue to fight for our rights within a losing proposition, a losing situation? We talked about, she kept saying, I was like, well, what about the censorship that's going on social media, right? On, Facebook and YouTube. And she said, well, it's akin to yelling fire in a crowded movie theater, and you're not allowed to do that. So your constitutional right to free speech when you yell fire in a movie theater is no longer valid. So she liked that example of yelling fire in a movie theater when we were talking about censorship. So, and then the other thing I want to mention was, I don't know if any of you listen to Peggy Hall. She has a website called The Healthy American. I think it's .org. Anyway, she's out in California and she doesn't wear a mask and she helps businesses stay open. She does a lot of really good things. I have a lot of respect for her. But she talks about wearing a mask, which she doesn't wear either, as a religious exemption because she claims that this is, I don't know if she says it's satanic, but she's claiming her religious rights to not cover her face, okay? And when I was talking to the first attorney, he was telling me about a Jewish pilot in the 80s who wanted to wear his yarmulke, right, for his freedom of expression under the First Amendment, freedom of religious expression. And he ended up, they said, you can't do it. And so he went through an appeal process and it still didn't happen. And the interesting thing about that, it was Goldman versus Weinberger in 1986. And the interesting thing about that was the U.S. Constitution First Amendment was the law that was applied. And in 1988, it says it was superseded by the National Defense Authorization Act of 1988. So what does that tell you? It tells you that, okay, somebody wants their religious freedom, so we're going to have to make a law against that. So that's all they do, is they create laws over top of the Constitution. And it's a losing proposition for us, right? And I don't know if you know what eminent domain is, where the government and developers can take your property. Where I grew up in Long Branch, New Jersey, there were all these little beach bungalows, like right steps from the beach. And these people have been living there forever. And they got kicked out of their houses. They got paid like $300,000 for these houses to move out. And they didn't want to move. They went kicking and screaming. And that was another case where, you know, your property rights are being infringed upon. It's called eminent domain. So, what is the solution to this? So, the solution is we need to create a new system. We've got to stop fighting within a system that we're going to lose every time. Like Attorney Haygood said, 200 years, and she was adamant, she was saying it like I'm saying it to you, 200 years of case history has borne this out time and time again, that your constitutional rights can be, infringed upon if the government deems it necessary. So I think we look at the Constitution as a stopgap and where our rights are founded, and it's really not true. So for my friends that may be listening here that are activists, that are trying to change the laws, they're trying to get into office in order to make a difference, I'm sorry to say it's a losing proposition. We need to create something new, and that's what we're doing here in the escape room. So that's the good news, is that we're going to create something new. And the change is only going to come when we break free from the confines of where we are at currently. We are trapped, but not really. But we feel like we're trapped in this system, and what we need to do is create a new one. So when you were a kid, did you ever play tug of war? Right? You're going like this, right? And then what happens when somebody lets the rope go, right? The other person goes falling, basically. So you let go, right? So that's what I'm suggesting that we do, that we just let go of fighting this system that is a losing proposition for us. And we've been conditioned to think that the politicians and the activism and the things that we're trying to do are going to make a difference. And at the end of the day, the pandemic trumps the Constitution. Your rights are being violated, and we need to create something new. So, if you want to talk about how you can do this, I'm going to open up some spots in my calendar. So this is your action step. to get with me on the phone or on Zoom. Actually, I hate Zoom. We'll think of something else, maybe Skype. I just had a big issue with Zoom right before this live. Anyway, get with me and we'll talk one-on-one about your escape plan, because it all starts with you and it starts with me. In order to make a change for our children and our grandchildren, it has to start with us. And I can show you how we can begin to start and create something new. And I hope that with this information today, that you will take that to heart, that you will take me up on speaking with me regarding your situation, your family, your frustrations, what you're going through, that you would like to see changed. And I can help you do that. So I will put a link in the comments to my calendar. I hope to see some of you and speak with some of you very soon regarding this. And that's it. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to helping change the world. We're going to change the situation. We're going to change society. We're going to change the law of the land. How's that? I'm working on doing that myself personally. Again, it starts with each person individually. And I'll be happy to share with you some of the things that I've been doing personally in order to create this change. It takes one person and then another and another and another. So anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, Friday. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye now. Love you. Bye.